We're going to start with a foot massage. So come to a seat on a blanket or a pillow, or maybe up on a chair or a couch. And you're going to bring your right foot into your lap. And now you're just going to look at the bottom of your right foot, and you're going to find a few different points: the base of the big toe, the base of the pinky toe, and the center of the heel. So you've got this triangle of your foot. Now start at the base of your big toe, just start to massage the inner arch. So from the base of your big toe down to the center of your heel. And as you do this, just notice how you're breathing right now. Can you just watch your body breathe? No need to manipulate your breath. Just observe it. Just becoming more aware that you have a body. Now notice how you are sitting here. Notice if you immediately sort of slouch, and what that feels like. You can choose to slouch here, but perhaps it would feel better if you sat up more and created more length in the sides of your body. Just massaging that inner arch. And now we're going to move to the base of the pinky toe and move down to the center of the heel, massaging the outer arch. And just checking in with how the rest of your body feels as you take this foot massage. You can release the back of your neck if that feels good. Maintain a full body awareness. And then start to massage the transverse arch from the base of the pinky toe to the base of the big toe, just up there at the top. And now just bring your attention down into your foot, into that transverse arch. Try to absorb all your attention in that spot. And I start to fill in the triangle, massaging that whole space. And as you're here, you're welcome to move your head around, stretching your neck. You're welcome to stretch your face. Let your body move naturally as feels good. Or maybe you feel like stillness would be better for this moment. Just listen to yourself here. Three more breaths. Okay, last thing here, you're going to put your fingers between your toes, and sometimes this does not work out, so don't hurt your hand in the process. See if you can thread your fingers through your toes and then sort of move your foot around. You can do circles, stretching at the ankle. And then just let that go. You're going to come to stand on your mat in a mountain pose with your feet under your sit bones. So your sit bones are these little knobs on the bottom of your seat. And if you reach back, you can actually try to feel them. Now, you want your feet to be under your sit bones, which is a little bit closer together than the hips. The hips can also be good, but for now we're choosing the sit bones. And then you want your feet to be parallel. So if you were to cut a line from between the base of the big toe and the second toe, you were to cut a line through your foot going straight back and through the heel. Try to make those two lines parallel. Now press down firmly through both feet, feeling the three corners we talked about: bases of the big toes, bases of the pinky toes, and centers of the heel. Press down through those 3 points equally and feel the sides of your body ascending. You could feel the floor with your whole feet. And just notice, do your feet feel any different? Does the right foot feel any different because it was massaged? Does the left foot feel any different because it wasn't? Compare your experience all the way up the body. There's no wrong answer. And now you're going to reach your arms out to the side, spreading your chest. Try to get really long from your shoulders to your elbows, elbows to wrists, wrists to fingertips. And then you're going to externally rotate your arms. So your palms are going to face forward. This rotation, though, is happening from the upper arm bone right at the shoulder socket. And then rotate your palms up to the ceiling. Let that continue to occur at the upper arm bone. Reach all the way up to the ceiling now. As you reach up, you're lifting your rib basket away from your pelvis. You're pressing your feet firmly down. Keep that even weight. Create more space in your sides. Your shoulders probably will lift, and that's totally fine. Can you relax your neck? Don't force your shoulders down. Use the lift of your arms to lift your rib basket. And now release your hands down at your sides. Just be in the after space of that stretch. Now bring your hands to the top of your thigh bones. So where the thigh bone meets the hip socket. So it's not all the way up here at the waist, but it's low down. And then just bring your hands to the top of your thigh bones and press your thigh bones back in space as you start to pull your chest forward. So you're coming into a forward fold. Now, you can decide to bend your knees here, or you can keep your legs straight. Bring your hands down to the floor. If they don't reach the floor, that's totally fine. They can stay on your hips. You could hold on top of the elbows over your head. And then you decide whether you bend your knees or you straighten your legs. But if you're straightening your legs, truly straighten them. So don't let them be a little bit bent. Press down firmly through your whole feet. And just notice the backs of your legs here. Does the right hamstring on the back of the thigh feel any different than the left hamstring? By massaging the foot, you're opening up the back line of fascia. So there may be some more release on the right side. If you don't feel any difference, no worries, just to see what you really do observe. It's all an experiment. And now you're going to bring your hands onto your hips, come to a flat back. In this position here, again, feel that your feet are pressing down equally. Base of the big toe, base of the pinky toe, center of the heel. You want that in most yoga positions. Now pull your chest forward, pull your thigh bones back. You can press your thigh bones back with your hands. This is another common sensation in yoga, extending the sides of your waist. So pulling your head in one direction, pulling your sit bones in the other. And now from here, you're going to also lift your shoulders away from the floor. So elbows up to the ceiling, fronts of your shoulders, which are called the shoulder head, are lifting. And then rise all the way up, mountain pose. Let your arms come down to your sides. Shoulders are moving back in space. And now come to sit down. We'll take the second side of the massage. So now it's your left foot in your lap, and we're going to do the same sequence. So start with the base of your big toe and start to massage to the center of your heel. This is a fun exercise to do before bed, or I guess it's more relaxing than fun. It's great to do a variety of times. And as you touch this part of your foot, can you massage it in a way that lets your foot know that you care about it? So your attitude and your approach here make a difference. Massage your foot as though you were massaging the foot of a loved one. Again, just observe yourself breathing. It's this thing that you do continuously. And see if you can just watch it. And now massaging the outer arch, base of the pinky toe to the center of the heel. Notice your mind. Can you keep it with what you're actually doing right now? What kind of tricks does it get up to? Allow yourself to be curious about what your mind does. And then the transverse arch, base of the big toe to the base of the pinky toe. Notice what your eyes are doing. They can be free to do what they want, but be aware of them. You could try to bring them to just one point and see if that has any effect on how you feel. And then massage the inside of the triangle on your foot. Again, this is just for you and your body, so feel free to do what you like. You can fold forward a little, you can move around. Different things may serve you at different times. So let yourself be playful. And now, last thing, threading the fingers through the toes. Now, don't worry if this just doesn't work for you. Everyone is different here. Maybe you can just get a few fingers through a couple toes. And then maybe some circles here. If you can't get your fingers through your toes, you can hold onto the toes. You can even continue to massage your foot as you take these circles. Letting all your joints get quite loose. All right, and now standing up again, mountain pose. We're finding our feet right under our sit bones. Parallel feet, like the number 11. Reach your arms out to the sides. Now just check in here how your feet feel as a whole here. How do the sides of your body feel? Really press down through the three corners of each foot, base of the big toe, base of the pinky toe, center of the heel. That's something I'll come back to a lot. And now externally rotate your arms, reach your arms up to the ceiling. Now just notice, does your breath change at all in this shape? Urdhva Hastasana. Can you move your arms back in space without splaying your ribs? So naturally you may start to back bend when your arms go up, but see if you could keep your rib basket down, breathe into the middle of your back, but still pull your arm back in space. And then release your hands down to your sides, hands to the top of the thigh bones, pressing back through the root of your thigh with your hands, pull your chest forward, and then you decide if you bend your knees or you even can widen your feet here. Just notice your stretch, notice the backs of both legs. Let your head release, your neck release. Let your waist relax. And just see, what do you feel here? If it's too much sensation, pull back a little bit. If it's too little, can you release more? Find that sweet spot. You don't want to be in pain. Hands to your hips, flat back, fronts of the shoulders lift. Now you're really pulling your thigh bones away from your chest. Your chest is moving forward, your thigh bones are moving back. Rise all the way up. Hands to your sides. Nice. Now just stand in mountain pose. And just start to shift your weight around in circles. So forward, side, back, and side. Your knees can bend a little bit. And just to witness your own experience of this circle. What does it feel like to bring your weight to these different parts of your feet? Is there any psychological effect to this? Switch directions. Maybe you get a little off balance. What is that like? That is totally allowed and encouraged. Okay, just come back to the center. Bring your hands to Namaskar at your chest now, prayer. If this doesn't feel like something you're compelled to do, if you don't enjoy it, feel free to choose another arm position. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, hands at your sides. This is for you, so choose your own adventure. Your eyes can close here, or you can just settle them on one point. We're going to take 3 ohms. So you'll just make the sound with me. An O and then an M. Exhale here. Inhale here. Sigh out of your mouth. Inhale for 3 ohms. Let your chin bow forward to your chest. Bring your hands to your sides. Lift your head back up and open your eyes. Okay, now you're going to come to tabletop, hands and knees. So if you have sensitive knees, you can put a blanket down under your whole shin. So the shin is the lower leg bone. And then let your knees be right below your hips and your hands right below your shoulders. Now, feel that look back for a moment. See that your toes are going straight back behind your ankles and that your pinky toe can press down, but your heels don't knock out as you do that. So pinky toe presses down, but the heels slightly squeeze in. Now, find that length we found in the flat backs. Sit bones and thigh bones pulling back as the top of your head reaches forward, your chest pulls forward. Inhale, let your belly drop, lift your chest in your seat. Exhale, curve into cat. Drop your head, drop your pelvis, lift your belly. Inhale, lift up, cow. Exhale, cat. As you move here, check out the weight on your hands. Can your hands press down equally across the hands, across the palms and the fingers? Can your feet press down well? So the root of the pose is the part that's touching the ground. Can you really press down equally through all of those surfaces? So you're spreading out your weight. And then come back to tabletop. From here, you're going to step your palms one palm print forward. The base of your thumb at the wrist is going to come to where the middle finger was on both sides. Let your hands be as wide as your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Your feet can be sit bone distance apart and lift your pelvis. Pull your hips up and back. Now from here, you want to make sure that the base of the big toe and the base of the pinky toe are grounded. You can start to lower your heels and then lift your toes. Lift your toes up off the floor. Now, you can always bend your knees here. Most important thing for me here is to find the length in the sides of your body. So it's similar to when we did Urdhva Hastasana standing, where you just sweeped our arms up to the ceiling. Find that space. Release the back of your neck. And now just lower child's pose. Knees down as wide as the mat, toes touching, sit back on your heels. You can always rest in child's pose if that's comfy for you. You could also just sit, you could stand up, you could lie on your belly or your back. When you need to rest, let yourself rest. Okay, downward facing dog. So again, from tabletop, your hands step one palm print forward, make sure you have a good distance there, and then come up to downward dog. Now from here, you're gonna come forward to plank. This is another way to see that you have a good distance between your hands and feet. So come forward to plank, you want your shoulder socket right over your wrist, and you wanna reach your heels back as you reach your chest forward. So again, it's kind of like that flat back sensation. Downward facing dog. Knees can bend or legs can stay straight. Most important thing right now is the distance between your hands and your seat. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, downward dog. Press down through your whole hands. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, downward dog. All right, lift your right leg up and back, down dog splits. Now, this can be a lot, so feel free to come down at any point. Flex your left toes, try to bring them off the floor, and keep your hips square. So both of your hips are directed down towards the floor. Step your right foot inside of your right palm. Now you want your ankle to be right below your knee here. If that becomes too much though, you can lay off and pull a little back. Try to give yourself a good length here. Now from here, you bring your hands onto your right thigh. Descend your pelvis as much as you can. Bring your hands up to your hips and feel that your hips are on the same level and they're facing the same direction. Now from here, you reach your arms down like you were standing in mountain pose and then sweep them forward and up, high lunge. Lift your rib basket away from your pelvis. 3 more breaths. And then bring your hands down to the floor. Step to downward dog. Okay, left leg up and back. Feel that you're standing on the back wall with your left leg or the crease of the wall where the ceiling and the wall meet. And then you're gonna step your left foot inside of your left palm. Lift your arms up to your thigh and then your hips. Now, can you bring your left knee over your left ankle? Feel your whole left foot pressing firmly down as we have been talking about. Base of the big toe, base of the pinky toe, center of the heel. And with your back heel, reach back in space. So don't let your back leg get loose or relaxed. You may not be able to straighten all the way, and that doesn't matter, but have that energy of straightening it. So reach through your back heel. Reach your arms up now. Just 3 breaths. Shoulders and hips are facing the same direction, forward. And you're trying to send the sides of your body. Arms come down, step to downward dog, and take a breath in child's pose. If child's pose hurts your knees, you can always put a pillow behind your seat there or roll up a blanket and put it behind your knees. Now in this child's pose, start to get longer in the sides of your body. So walk your right arm forward. Let your right arm move from the side of your waist. You're really stretching from the waist, not the shoulder socket. And then do that on the left side. Stretch from the side of your waist. And then try to pull your sit bones towards your heels. So it's that Urdhva Hastasana sensation of lifting up, but in your child's pose, elongating the sides of your body. Okay, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up and back, inhale. Exhale, step your right foot inside of your right palm. Now, just stay down for a moment, reach through your back heel, press down through your right foot, and then sweep your arms up. Open up warrior 2. So in this position, you want your right foot in line with your back arch. If you drew a line from your right heel through your back arch, it would bisect the left foot. Straighten your right leg for a moment. Keep your shoulders over your hips. Keep your hips on the same level. And here, root down through your feet really well. So a tendency here is that the left pinky side of the foot gets light. And with your right leg, turn your right leg to the right. So you want your thigh bone to be turning to the right in the hip socket. The right knee is pointing over the toes. Generally, you're going to want your knees pointing over your toes. Maybe always. It's very common. So press down through the feet, turn the right thigh to the right, knees pointing over toes, and then from here, bend your right knee, let your pelvis sink straight down. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Are your feet still pressing down well? Is any part of your foot getting light? Okay, bend and stay there. Reach your arms to a T. Spread your chest. As you spread your chest, feel your right knee moving to the right, your left thigh pulling to the left. And then straighten your right leg. You're isometrically draw your feet towards each other like you're trying to pull them in. And then reach towards the right leg as far as you can. And bring your right hand down to your shin. If you have a block or books, you can bring it behind your leg. You could also bring it down to the floor. Now, in this shape, bring your left hand to your hip. Your right foot is still grounded as it was in Warrior Two. So press firmly down through, your left foot. So press firmly down through your left foot here. The whole leg is energized. Now your right leg is also really long and straight. You're pressing down through the foot. As you press down through the foot, you might feel a little bit toning in your right quadricep on the top of the thigh. And your thigh bone is actively turning to the right this whole time. Now, let yourself lean a little back in space. You're slightly behind your right leg. And then reach your left arm up to the ceiling. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Spread your chest. And then rise all the way up on an inhale. Bend your right knee. Windmill your arms forward and step back downward facing dog. Be in downward dog or be in child's pose. Lift your left leg up and back, inhale. Exhale, step your left foot inside of your left palm. The left knee is over the left ankle. Hips are low. You may not be able to keep your hips low as you rise. It's okay if they come up. Try to keep them as low as possible. Inhale. Exhale, Warrior Two. Now, shoulders over hips, feet grounded, and left knee focusing over the left toes. The left thigh bone turning to the left. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. You feel loose in your joints. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. As you bend, your left knee goes over your ankle. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Reach your arms into a T. Notice what you feel here. Is there a burn? Is there any pleasure in this position? Straighten your left leg. Isometrically pull your legs towards each other. Reach to the left. Bring your hand down to your shin or ankle or floor. Right hand to your hip. All right, left leg is turning to the left. Both feet are grounded well. Can you send your left feet underneath you? Can you pull your right hip back? You can even use your right hand to pull your hip back as you send your left feet underneath you. Pull your chest forward, pull your sit bones back, get long in the sides. Reach your right arm up. Now, are you letting your weight fall into the bones of your leg, especially the left leg? Can you root firmly down through your left foot? Can you firm the thigh and plug the upper thigh bone into your hip socket by pulling your left foot back towards your right leg? Inhale all the way up. Exhale, Warrior Two. Windmill your arms forward, step back, downward facing dog. Come to child's pose. So we did 3 poses there. We did high lunge, Warrior Two, and triangle pose. And in all those poses, whatever feet are grounded, whatever part of the feet is grounded, it's pressing firmly down. The legs are always elongated. You're reaching through the heel, reaching through the toes. The sides of your body are always getting longer. So there's these patterns throughout the poses. Let's go through that flowing once. So starting down dog. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, step your right foot inside of your right palm, hips go low. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior two, okay, your hips stay low. Inhale, straighten your right leg, hips are right under the shoulders. Exhale, reach forward and down, triangle pose. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, windmill your arms forward to frame your front foot, step to downward dog. Exhale here. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, step your left foot inside of your left palm. You're still reaching back through your right heel. Inhale, rise up, back leg is straight. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, left leg becomes straight, left thigh is turning in the hip socket. Exhale, triangle pose, left hand comes down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, windmill your arms forward, step to plank, and make your way to downward dog on the exhale. Okay, you're gonna walk your feet forward to the top of your mat. As you walk your feet forward, bend your knees. It's just a normal walk, nothing robotic. Make your feet as wide as the mat. Let the pinky side of the foot be in alignment with the side of the mat here. And now you're going to bring your fingertips outside of your feet if you can reach. If you can't, they can come down towards the floor, or if they're not touching at all, you can hold to opposite elbows. And you can choose to bend your knees or keep your legs straight. If you're not halfway down with straight legs, if this is happening at all, you're curving in the upper back or lower back, excuse me, then bend your knees and try to create elongation in the sides of your back. Okay, so fingertips wide if that's available to you. You can always use blocks. You can use books instead of blocks under your hands to bring the floor up to you. And then widen your elbows, lift your shoulders away from the floor and let loose the back of your neck. Sigh out of your mouth a few times. Hands onto your hips, flat back, shoulders lift, rise all the way up. Step your feet now under your sit bones. We'll do a couple balances. If it's hard for you to balance on one leg, you can come over to a wall and just have your fingertips at the wall. Okay, so hands on your hips. You start off by pressing down through the three corners of each foot. Bring your right knee into your chest. Hips stay on the same level. Don't lift or drop either hip. Now grab onto your right leg and pull it into your body. This whole time, keep your left leg really active. So your left foot is pressing firmly down. Your left leg is straight. Now turn your right knee to the right. Bring your right foot down to your ankle if you can reach and pull it to the inner thigh, or you could put it on the calf. All right, now priority here is to focus on your left foot pressing firmly down. So it's back to that same idea I've been repeating a lot, which is base of the big toe, base of the pinky toe, center of the heel. They're all pressing down equally. And from that pressure down, can the center of your chest ascend? Can the sides of your waist lift? Reach your arms up to the ceiling. Press down through your left foot, open your right thigh to the right, and let your right seat move forward in space. So the right thigh bone opens to the right, but your right seat moves forward. Lift your gaze and land in mountain pose. You could shake it out. All right, second side. Left knee into your chest, grab the shin, pull it towards you, stand up tall, let your right leg be like a mountain pose. Okay, settle your eyes on one point at eye level in front of you. Can you make your eyes really still? That can help with balance. And then turn the left leg out to the left. If you can reach the ankle, pull it up towards the pubic bone. You can also set the left foot against the right shin. And your hands could come to Namaskar. They could stay on your hips, trying to keep the hips on the same level. You press your left foot into your right leg into your left foot. Reach your arms up. Tree pose. The left foot is pressure into the right thigh. The right foot is pressure into the floor. Land in mountain pose. And now just stand in a tighter mountain pose with the inner parts of your feet touching a tiny bit of space between your heels. Step your feet wide, a really wide mountain pose. Is there any difference in sensation between this and the tighter one? Keep reaching your fingertips down at your sides. Keep pulling your shoulders back. And then we're just going to shift a little side to side for a Qigong shake. So let your body be really loose here. You're shifting side to side, or you could just lift and lower your heels. Keep your knees slightly bent. Your joints can feel nice and loose. Eyes can be open or closed. And take this in whatever direction you like. You can be more fluid. You can be more jerky, faster, slower. Disorienting your energy. You're welcome to buzz your lips, take out your tongue, make sound, jump up and down. Okay, last 20 seconds. Okay, stand in mountain pose either wide or tight. Hands can be on your trunk or at your sides, eyes open or closed. Just notice. All right, come to the top of the mat, mountain pose. Feet under your sit bones. Just a little bit more standing stuff. We're gonna start with chair pose. Inhale, sweep your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, sit down into chair, bend at the ankle, bend at the knee, bend at the waist. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sit down. How low can you go? Keep framing your face with your arms. Inhale, rise. Exhale, chair. You're just saying hello to chair. Inhale, rise. Exhale, chair. Inhale, rise. Land in mountain pose. Reach your arms up. Fold forward over your legs. Now, if you have blocks, you can take the blocks and put them under your hands. You put them on the highest height here. If you don't have blocks, just let your fingertips come down to the floor. So if you have them, they can be on the highest height. So you're in a flat back with your hands on the blocks. If you don't have them, just put your fingertips down and pull your chest forward. If that isn't available for you, you can also bend your knees and pull your chest forward. Or you can keep your hands on your hips. Now from here, you're gonna lift your right leg straight up and back, warrior three. Now your hips are square like down dog split. You're reaching through your heel like you're trying to stand on the back wall, and your foot is flexed really well. At the same time, pull your chest forward. Good. And then step your right foot down, lift your left leg up and back, warrior three. Pulling your chest forward, pressing down through your right foot, pressing back through your left leg. Chest tries to move forward through your armpits. Step your left foot down. Fold forward. Pull your chest forward, lift your right leg up and back. And then from here, you're just going to turn your right hip open. So your right hip is going to stack on top of your left hip. You'll send your left feet underneath you towards the space to your right and pull your right hip back in space. Flex your right foot well. So it's half of half moon. And then turn your hips back and then open them up. So you're just going through warrior three, half of half moon. Hip is in line with your right. Then your hip is facing the right side. So square off your hips to the floor, square off your hips to the right side wall, square off your hips to the floor, step your right foot down. Left leg up. Hips are square with the floor right now. Left toes turn to the left, your right feet moves to the left, your left hip pulls back, and square off, and half moon. If you want to add the top arm, you certainly can. Square off, and then square to the side of the room. One more time. Keep reaching through your back heel. Try not to bend that knee. And then step your left foot down, fold forward. All right, bring your feet as wide as the mat and sink down into a wide squat. So your hips are going to be low. Your knees are going to be out to the side. Now, if your heels don't come to the ground, take a blanket and just roll it up underneath your heels so you have that little support. Now press your elbows into your knees, open your thigh bones away from your center. Just take 5 slow breaths. Can your jaw be loose? Can your tongue be heavy? And then make your way out of this and come to sit on your seat. You can sit on a blanket or pillow. If your pelvis is tipping back in space at all, so if your pelvis is leaning back in this position, make sure you sit up on something so that you can really help yourself fold forward from the top of the thigh bone, not from the waist, because we want to keep the pelvis with the trunk as opposed to thinking it's a part of the legs, which would make us fold from the belly. So you want to fold from the top of your thigh bone, reach your legs forward, flex your feet well like you're standing on the front wall. So if you're staying on the front wall, you'd be pressing equally well through the 3 corners of the feet. Reach your arms up, inhale. Just be here breathing. As you see here, my palms are facing in, and that rotation is happening from the upper arm bone. Now bring your hands down. Maybe you grab onto your toes, maybe grab onto your ankles. You could even grab a strap and hook it around your feet here. Now, as you hold on to someplace along your leg, lift your chest, pull your back ribs forward, open your chest, take a deep inhale, slight back bend. Exhale, bend your elbows forward and slightly up, pulling your body towards your legs. Keep the legs activated by reaching through the heels and drawing the toes back. Can you let go of the back of your neck? Are your legs really straight here? Can you send an energy through your heels? Can you press down to the tops of your thigh bones into the floor or into the blanket? Rise all the way back up. And now you're going to come to lie on your back. For bridge pose. So feet in line with your sit bones again. That's about 2 fists between them. Put them on the ground, ground them well, palms down as well. And then lift your pelvis up, bridge pose. You can tuck your shoulders underneath you as you interlace your hands behind your low back. Press your wrists, your hands, your whole arms down. Lift from your seat. And keep your feet grounded well here. There's a tendency to open the knees, but keep the inner edges of your feet grounded. Okay, slowly lower down. I'm going to give you time here to do another back bend of your choice. It could be another bridge. It could be a supported bridge or a full wheel. Think about your feet. And you could also put a block between your knees as you do the full wheel or whatever type of back bend you're doing to again feel that sensation of drawing the knees in. So the knees aren't splaying, the feet are pressing down well. You can also lift your pelvis, put a block or a pillow or a pile of books under your sacrum. And then can you let your upper back widen into the floor? Watch yourself breathe. So make your way out of this back bend. And now you're set up for an inversion of your choice. Now, obviously, don't hurt yourself here. Choose an inversion that you feel comfortable with. Now, if you would like to do legs up the wall, we'll just come to a fetal position with your feet close to the wall, and then you'll sweep your legs up so that your legs are reaching up to the ceiling, your pelvis is weighted, your arms can come out to your sides. And then if you're doing another inversion, you can go on ahead and do that yourself. If you're working up to headstand, I'm going to lead you just through a dolphin, because that can help gain strength for headstand. So if you're working up to headstand, come to a forearm plank. You're going to create an equilateral triangle out of your arms. So you're going to interlace your fingers and create this equilateral triangle. And then you're going to ground your forearms and come into a forearm plank. So you're reaching back through your heels, you're reaching toward the top of your head. This is the feeling you're in mountain pose. This is the feeling you're in warrior 3. So that elongation, and also in headstand. And then you're going to start to walk your feet forward. Your head doesn't touch the ground here. You're pressing firmly through your forearms. You're lifting your shoulders away from the floor. Walk your feet as far forward as you can. Come down when you're ready. You can lift one leg if you want, or the other. If you want, you can bring the very top of your head down into the triangle, to the back of the triangle. So your hands are taking the back of your head, putting some pressure there. The very top of your head is down. You're pressing down through your forearms the whole time, and then maybe you walk your feet further in. If you've never gone up without a wall, you can always move over to a wall and go up with the wall. And then from here, you just rest. Now, the whole time, you just need to stay aware of any sensation in your head and neck. Just don't kill yourself. Move at a good pace for yourself, and especially since we're not in the studio, you really have to sort of dial yourself. You might need to dial yourself back a little bit. It's a delicate balance. Okay, make your way to lie on your back now. Squeeze your knees into your chest. Bring your knees over to the right. Let your upper body open to the left. Turn your gaze to the left. And then bring your knees back through center. Let your knees go to the left. You're opening your upper body to the right. Your arm can be cactus, like a half of a football goal. You can straighten your right arm. Back to center now. Take happy baby, holding onto the outsides of your feet. Feel your back spreading into the floor now. Can you get your sacrum to press down? Can you get your upper back to press down? Let your tongue sink in your mouth. Bring your feet to the floor. Straighten your right leg. Reach it long, set it down. Straighten your left leg, reach it long, set it down. Your feet can widen, your arms can widen. You could put a pillow or a block behind your head, a blanket over your body, turn off the lights. You could also do legs up the wall here. Make yourself comfortable. And we'll lay here for about 2.5 minutes. But if you want to do a longer Shavasana, you can even close the computer now. Or pause, I guess, too. If you wanted to close with us at the end, you could just pause. And then after when you want 2 minutes left of your Shavasana, you can unpause. So you're just settling here now into final rest, Shavasana. No need to hold your weight away from the floor at all. Let yourself be heavy. Watch yourself take 3 breaths. And then you'll just let your weight surrender into the floor. Every time you exhale, let your weight fall further into the floor. And then bend one knee, putting your foot flat on the floor, bend the other knee. You can widen your feet as wide as the mat, knock your knees together. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Touch your body like you'd touch a loved one with a grounding touch. Send yourself some good energy. Now roll to your right side and come to sit up. You can sit up on a block or a blanket. I'd actually recommend here sitting on your shins. So if you have a block or a pile of books, you can put that between your heels on the widest width. So like this. And then you could also, if you don't have a block or books, you can sit on your heels. We're not here to be here very long. So if that feels okay for you, you can go for that. And then you just could bring your hands to your lap, so palms face down. Feel your thighs with your hands. Feel the weight of your hands on your thighs. And then bring your hands wherever you'd like them for our final Om. Namaskar on your trunk. Eyes can close or they can stay open. Maybe you bow your head forward here for a moment. We're just going to take a short gratitude practice. So just think of a few things you're grateful for. Hold them each in your mind as you take a few breaths. And see if this gratitude practice has any noticeable effect on the way you feel, the sensations in your body or the mood present. And then really release the back of your neck. Bring your hands to the back of your neck. Just sort of give yourself a nice neck or trapezius massage, massaging your upper middle back, massaging the sides of your neck, or just placing your hands on your neck. You can always warm them up if you need a little more heat. As you release your neck, let your eyes relax. You've got connections from the optic nerve of the eyes that go to the back of the neck, where the neck and the skull meet, the occipital ridge. So see if as you release your neck, you can soften your eyes. And then take your hands on the side of your head, lift your head back up. Bring your hands back to where you want them for the final Om. Inhale here. Sigh out of your mouth. Inhale for one Om. Closing the session however you like. When you're ready, open your eyes. Thank you. I really hope you enjoyed. Feel free to send me any feedback or requests, and have a wonderful day.